bos kami dah beli. Dia tak kasih buat aktiviti kat sini tau.
Apa pun tak nak.
Cik!
Cepat! Sekarang ni tempat pisau aku. Bukan tempat untuk kamu semua main-main. Faham? Aku dengar nama orang tak letak firman yang lengkap. Tak tahu datang dari mana. Kalau mau belajar, kamu pergi cari tempat lain. Diamlah. Jangan buat bising. Customer aku sudah komplain.
Saya faham Cikgu Siti. Tapi budak ni tak ada sijil lahir, tak ada dokumen.
Tak bagi budak-budak ni pergi sekolah kan? Tak apa. Biar aku je yang dekatkan sekolah dengan diorang.
Boleh tak saya tukar apple ni dengan buku tu?
Yang ni? Boleh je. Nah. Tak apa, awak simpan je apple tu, okey?
Betul ke?
Betul.
Terima kasih, Kak.
Okay, so A untuk?
Apple.
B untuk?
Ball.
C untuk?
Cat.
Walaupun dia tak ada dokumen, Cik, dia tetap ada masa depan.
Peraturan tetap peraturan.
Kalau dah tak ada jalan lain, Cik, memang masa depan budak-budak ni tertutup selamanya, Cik. Budak-budak ni tak minta kemewahan. Diorang cuma minta peluang. Kalau maksud sebenar raya adalah untuk buka pintu dan hati, inilah masanya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Untuk kita buka pintu untuk mereka ni semua.
Bos, shop kita terbakar sebab ada orang buang rokok. Kita kena cari tempat lain.
Mr. Lim, saya nak jemput awak ke rumah terbuka hari raya nanti.
Bukankah itu maksud sebenar raya?
Pergi! Pergi!
Dulu aku fikir sekolah untuk yang ada. Cikgu ajar ilmu untuk semua. Walau datang tanpa nama, di sini kami semua diterima.
Haji, bye-bye, bye-bye. Tempat ini tempat ini nama orang pakai je. Tapi jangan bising sangat.
Cikgu nak awak ingat satu pesan cikgu, okey? Ilmu yang kita ada, kita kena kongsikan dengan semua.
Tahun depan boleh tak saya ajar budak baru?
Boleh.
Terima kasih, cikgu.
I want one of
Hi, morning everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Morning Cup Light 8. Right. We saw a massive relief rally on Wall Street on Wednesday's session, right? So the S&P 500 gap up and finish around 2.5% higher. I think its biggest one-day gain over a year. So still, the main driver was from the news of the 2-week ceasefire between US and also Iran, which includes the reopening of Strait of Hormuz as well. So I think this window peace window, right, has caused the oil prices to drop from their recent high, which is a huge relief for the global economy as well. And I think we saw sectors like airlines, the tech lead the charge as the war panic started to fade. Yes, well, the situation is still being monitored over the next 2 weeks. I think the market is currently celebrating the return of diplomacy and the potential for lower inflation. But for now, I think the mood is still very, positive as we look towards a smoother trading environment. But still, bear in mind, nothing has finalized yet at this juncture. As the root cause haven't been solved. Right. So looking at our US trading stocks that we publish, so we have Intel, stock code INTC. So the stock is experiencing a breakout at this $52 level, and we can now expect the stock to travel towards this $56 level on a strong momentum, followed by the next resistance at $60 level. Now, if the counter reverse, do watch out for this 48 support level for the immediate support, as it could, trend lower, showing signs of a reversal signal, right? And also next we have Palo Alto Networks, stock code PANW. So if you look at the chart here, the counter charted a higher high structure, right, to test this $170 level. And if the stock to climb up higher, we could see that it might travel or propel higher towards this $180 level together with $190 level. Now, if the stock slides lower below this 60 support level, this might shift to a bearish structure. So we have one breakout stocks for Intel and one pending breakout stocks for Palo Alto Networks. And looking at the China A50 futures, for those who trade these futures, right? Well, it finished significantly or strongly yesterday, up by almost over 3%. Well, thanks to a major breakthrough in the Middle East once again. Yes, the US and also the Iran have officially agreed for the 2 weeks ceasefire mediation by Pakistan, which has prevented the major the major war, right? I think so this is exactly what the market needed right now. So I think with the shipping blockade put on hold and the oil prices starting to cool down, right? I think China's strong factory recovery from last month can now really, I would say, really take off. So yeah, we expect a very positive mood to continue as long as the peace talk this Friday stay on track. But for now, yeah, the dark cloud has slightly lifted, and if the breakout remains intact, I think the bullish momentum could follow through. So if you look at the China WTI crude oil futures, right, it will tumble around 13%. I think the biggest drop for this year to settle somewhere around $96 level. So yeah, the main reason for this decline was the announcement of the 2 weeks ceasefire, and this deal also includes the reopening of the lanes, right, for the oil tankers. So yeah, since the fear for the global oil blockade has slightly moving away, the world premium that was keeping the price could potentially vanish, right? But we also saw that the US oil inventory raised more than expected, which added even more pressure to the downside. So for now, I think the market is bringing a huge sign of relief, and we expect a much calmer trading environment for at least 2 weeks in for this 2 weeks time, right? And yesterday, I think the price also has hit our initial support level, and breaching below this $90 level could change our trading stance to a negative trading trading bias. So if you look at our Malaysia market, well, both KLCI as well as FKLI closed significantly higher on Wednesday session, with our main index, which is KLCI, jumping nearly 20 points higher. So again, the big driver was the official announcement of the ceasefire, which has immediately lowered the war panic and caused the global oil prices to slightly drop, causing the sentiment to uh, cool off slightly, right? So for our market, this means a lower cost for businesses. I mean, we saw um, buying strength across almost all sector yesterday, as investors took advantage of this improved sentiment. I think while we remain watchful over the next 2 weeks or 14 days, right, the current outlook is much brighter. Um, and the market is finally focusing on the economic growth again, rather than just a headline, the war headline. And if you look here, right, the KLCI close on positive note, largely underpinned by heavy lifting from the major bank stocks and surge in tech space, right? So we saw particularly strong momentum names like CIMB, and also we have Inari right here, Netgate as well, which helped to offset the notable downturn in these petrochemical and also the uh, uh, energy names, right? Sector. So I think overall, the market breadth was healthy yesterday, suggesting that investors are finding plenty of opportunities across the board, across the sector, right? Like utilities, healthcare services, also, right? Even as some of the heavyweight face pressure, right? Also, in terms of the sectoral performance, tech sector has come back yesterday after rebounding 4% yesterday's session, followed by construction as well as consumer sector. So if you're keen to look at some of the potential names, maybe I can look into these three sectors, lah, right? And maybe if you look at our watch list, we have few names that is riding on the uptrend right now. Right, so just to share with you, right? Okay, this SolarVest just popped up yesterday. So I believe this is after the formation of bullish reversal signal of inverted head and shoulder. Also, the stock has breached above the 21-day moving average, this gray color line right here, which tells us that the near term is bullish. So for now, we see that the price could test our second resistance, which is at 2 ringgit and 60 cent, and our third resistance at 2 ringgit and 80 cent level. Good to see that the consolidation is now broken, which is this will give the market to move a little bit higher after this breach of the consolidation, or the sideways movement. So yeah, we will update you this on this further on this SolarVest. And if you're keen to look at the SolarVest warrants, stay tuned, and let's listen to Vanessa's view later. Right. So in terms of our Malaysia trading stocks, we have Malakov today. So The stock is on its pending breakout formation higher at this 85 cent level on a strong volume. So with that, we expect a momentum to keep bullish and the stock able to propel higher to test the next resistance at 91 cent level, followed by 97 cent level. So if the stock to clear below this 79 cent support, this could reverse the course and trend lower together with the crossing below the 21-day moving average. And next we have Nation Gate, Netgate, right? So the stock is experiencing a breakout, bullish breakout above the 73 cent level. And if the stock remain bullish, right, we expect the price to test the 82 cent level in the coming session, together with the second resistance at 91 cent level. So do keep an eye at this 64 cent level for any attempt of reversal. So today we have one one pending breakout stocks, which is Malakoff, and one breakout stocks, which is Nation Gate. And lastly, for the FCPO, well, FCPO closed lower yesterday, much lower yesterday, since the oil price is much cheaper now. You know, the demand for the palm oil as a biofuel has cooled off for a moment, right? And I think on the bright side, our local supply remains low. So for now, the market is taking a breather, right, and waiting for the official MPOB report for on I think on this tomorrow, right? So we expect things to stay a bit volatile as traders adjust to the sudden shift from war to peace talk. Fingers crossed, right? So we still keep our positive trading bias at this juncture, aiming for this 4925 ringgit level, together with our second resistance at 5,100 level, with stop loss remains healthy at 4,400 level. Right, so that's all from me. Pass the floor to the next presenter. Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Morning, everyone. Thanks, Aiman. Yep. So we have a Malayan cement company update. We maintain bio with an unchanged TP of 9 ringgit and 80 cent. A few things from me. The first one is that the stock has rebounded about 5% yesterday, and this is following the ceasefire that was announced yesterday, and this has led to crude oil prices declining about 13 to 15%. And we note that crude oil and also coal prices, which make up 20 to 30% of Malayan cement costs, they are closely correlated, having a plus 0.95 correlation in year-to-date 2026, increasing from plus 0.7 in the past 5 years. So naturally, when crude oil is down 13%, then we estimate coal prices to also decline by about 10 over percent. Secondly, we also highlight that Cement still has coal inventory up until May, so we should only see, if any, the potential cost impact from 4Q FY26 onwards. And just a reminder that Malayan Cement, they mainly procure their coal from Indonesia, which typically has a much lower pricing point than the coal in Newcastle and also Rotterdam. And on the diesel impact, we also highlight that diesel only accounts for about 1 to 2% of Malayan Cement's cost, and we shouldn't see any material impact in regards to the increase in diesel prices. Lastly, valuation at this price level is still very much compelling. It's just trading, I think it's just trading just above 10 times, which is -2 standard deviation from its mean. And it's also the lowest in the past year. And we think this is to be the trough valuation for the stock. And we suggest investors to slowly start to accumulate. And from a technical perspective, we also note that MCMN, if the share price somewhat declines, typically it will decline to about 6 ringgit to 15 ringgit, and afterwards it will rebound shortly after. Yep. So that's all from me. Thank you so much, and I'll pass on to the next speaker.
Thank you. Hi, morning everyone. Vanessa from the warrants team. So yesterday we have issued 18 new warrants. So yesterday was the first day of listing, and then we actually saw a very high, I would say, traded volume in the new warrants. Okay, so I think recently, as of recent market situation, that's actually a lot of people checking, oh, are we going to issue new warrants, right? So yes, yesterday we have issued. So 2 weeks ago we actually issued the batch of Sunmet, CC and CD, and then yesterday there's actually a few oil and gas names, energy counters, and besides from that we do have names from the technology sector as well. All right, so technology sector, like for example, Gritech, Netgate C12, okay, like these two, and Zitrix CBG. All right, so for the oil and gas counter, we actually had PChem, Armada, and also Dialog C2X. All right, so this one is that's highlighted in green color. Some of you actually have seen this. These highlighted in green color are those warrants that they are actually top traded among the same underlying. So for example, SolarVest C5. So SolarVest, besides from the mother share, there's a SolarVest C1, C2, C3, and there's so many SolarVest in the market. But SolarVest C5, even though it's new yesterday, it was actually the highest traded. As of 3 p.m., it was around like 8.8 million traded. All right, so for SolarVest C5 also, we were net selling yesterday. Net selling means that we sell more than we buy back. Yeah, because normally when we look at how do we actually look at the traded volume, is actually buy and sell. So net selling, which means that the investors, they are buying it and then they are not selling it back to us yet, right? So SolarVest C5 with the exercise price of 2.28 ringgit. The sensitivity it was around 4 ticks. So for today, you'll be able to see the refresh sensitivity and also effective gearing on the RHB Warren website. Because for all these sensitivity, effective gearing, you actually follow the price of the mother share. All right, besides from SolarVest C5, there's actually so many, like Netgate C12. It was also the top traded among the same underlying. Armada C1P, Suncon C64. And if you are still you are still keen in the consumer sector, Nadia Speedmart C36 with an exercise price of 3.70 ringgit, and also EcoShop C4 at 1.28 ringgit. So these two are also the top traded among the peers. All right, but there's actually two very notable name I would mention. It would be PChem C2L with the exercise price of 5.90 ringgit. It's not the top traded. All right, so it's the second top traded for PChem. All right, at around like 15 to 16 million yesterday as of closing. It was still out of the money yesterday. So if the price of PChem move above 5 ringgit and 90 cents, right, then it will be in the money already. But of course, that's one thing that you have to take care of, which is the volatility in the mother share. Okay, and the other one would be Dialog C2X. So once we have listed it in the morning, it actually garnered a very high interest. That is most likely it's because it's actually at the money at 2 ringgit and 10 cents. Yeah, so that is the reason why a lot of people like actually check on, oh, are you going to issue new warrants and all? Because normally for newer warrants, we will actually set the exercise price up. We try to set it closer to the current market price of all the shares. So if the market, the share price is like 2 ringgit, but then the warrant is like 3 ringgit already, then it's actually we call it far of the money, deep far out of the money. Yeah, so that one will be not so interesting to be traded. Yeah, so for newer warrants, so you'll be able to find those exercise price that's actually quite close to the share price, and then that actually helps your investment in the warrants as well. So this is the moneyness of a call warrant. So call warrant and put warrant, they have different type of moneyness. It's very important. I've been sharing all of these, like we call it the moneyness and all. All right, so this is what is it about, the specifications, the characteristics of in the money warrants, at the money, and out of the money warrants. In the money, warrants are usually relatively more expensive, but it's actually absolute price will be more expensive, but then it will be more responsive as well. So normally you see 2 ticks, 1 ticks, wow, move very fast, but then you notice it's like more than 10 cents warrant. It's in the money. While out of the money means that it's there has no intrinsic value, relatively cheaper. Maybe you will see it like 5 cents or 6 cents, right? So when the price is cheaper, then you know that the effective gearing or maybe the gearing effect is higher. Okay, yeah, but then it will be less responsive. So if you actually compare on this, if you look at these moneyness, they're actually um, showing, yeah, you see, okay, so normally like 21% out of the money, then it's like 9.5 cents. But when it's in the money, right, it will be slightly more expensive, like down here, Kosan C95, 10% in the money, and then it's about 13.5 cents. But 10% in the money, I would say it's still quite decent. Yeah. So if you look at our new warrants, yesterday around like 3 p.m. lah, but today you have to actually filter it and generate it again. So the new warrants, our moneyness is they're actually at very sweet spot, like it's slightly in the money or slightly out of the money. So you don't see like wow 30%. Okay, besides from this 21% out of the money, but then you don't actually see like 30 or 50% in the money or out of the money. Yeah, so it's actually very good for you all to trade in the short-term trading. Yeah, depends on your view on the mother share as well. All right, so some of the new warrants yesterday, I'll just bring you to I'll show you the price matrix. Okay, Netgate C12. Netgate C12, it's already in the money because the exercise price was 66 cents, right? So even though it's in the money, but then you don't actually notice the warrant price is above 10 cents yesterday. All right, it was around like 8.5 and 9 cents. With this, you can actually see the sensitivity of the warrants by the colors. So the colors is like 3 ticks, 4 ticks. So which means that if Netgate moved by about 3 steps, like about 1.5 cents, and then you notice the movement in Netgate C12 to another level already. So the center, SolarVest C5, as Aiman has mentioned on the technical view on SolarVest C5 is establishing a bullish momentum. All right, so C5 yesterday we actually saw a high traded volume. All right, so it has a sensitivity of 4 ticks. All right, 4 ticks, it's not, I would say it's not super responsive. However, it's actually good for those who would like to have some cushion in your trade. So if you are trading within the same metrics level, right, you'll be able to run away lah if it drops. So also, oh, I bought it like 10 cents, but then oh, it's going down to 9.5 cents. So using this price metrics, you'll be able to see, okay, so it's going to drop by another tick if it drops from 2 ringgit and 52 cents to 2 ringgit and 51 cents. Okay, so this is how we look at it. But bear in mind, it will actually follows the mother share performance. Yeah, so if you're able to get it like, you know, at this price level, you have to set a TP, a take profit price, or maybe a stop loss. Yeah. So last but not least, we can actually look at Dialog C2X. The oil prices has been super volatile all these days, right? In and out, up and down, right? With the exercise price of 3 ringgit and 10 cents, the sensitivity is, I would say, it's actually quite sensitive compared to PCAM, because PCAM was around like 7 ticks, 8 ticks, but Dialog is about 3.3 ticks. So you have to be very careful in your trade. It can be a scalping type of trade, but then if you want to do it a long-term trade, then I would not. I mean, for structured warrants are normally for short-term trade or medium-term trade lah. But especially when it's energy counter at current situation, then it should be a short-term trade for you. All right, so if you have more questions, feel free to call us at this number 0392002185. Regarding questions on all our warrants, any old warrants or new warrants, then you can just call us at this number. All right, so that's all from us today. Thank you so much for dialing in. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, RHP Morning Cup at 8. Thank you.